I've been in the whisky industry a long time, and majority of that has been within the Scottish industry, obviously being a Scotsman. But if I was going to invest my own money, there's only one market you should be looking at, and that is the Irish market. And you've got to look at the future potential and the fastest growing market in the world, and that is Irish whisky.
The Irish market was the dominant player for centuries, and it had 84% of the world whisky market, and today it has around 4.5–5%. When I got involved, it was around 2%, so it's already grown by over 100% since I got involved in Irish whisky. And it's set to grow by at least another 100% and double in size by 2030 or at 2025 now, so in the next 5–6 years.
The hypergrowth it's seen in the last 10 years at least, it's gone from 4 distilleries to over 40. The global demand for it is increasing year on year. They say by 2030 it will outperform Scotch sales in the US, and the premium market is ever growing as well in that space.
Whiskey is the fastest growing of all the spirit categories, and within whiskey, Irish is the fastest growing and the strongest projected growth over the next 2 decades. But within Irish, what most experts are now seeing and realizing is that where the big growth is to come is in that ultra premium category. Why that space is the most lucrative is because of that gap. There's only really 3 main players in that market at the moment, I would say, that are really setting the world on fire. Being Midleton, Teeling are doing some great stuff, and ourselves at Craft Irish Whiskey. But there's way more to come into that, because what tends to happen is as brands establish, a lot of them go in and establish themselves and get a bottle everywhere, right? They do the kind of the mid-shelf type bottle, 30, 40, 50, 60 euros a bottle, but then they start doing more rare releases. And I feel that all these brands are going to start really moving into that ultra premium category because there's just such a big gap for it. So when there's a big gap and a lot of people start moving into it, it gives it hyper growth. So yeah, if you're looking to buy casks or bottles in the Irish market, I think that is probably the safest space, and there's some great brands in that space to look at.
You've also got to look at the growth and mainly innovation in the whisky world. In Scottish whisky, for example, you can only mature your whisky in an oak cask. That's what the SWA say. In Ireland, it says wooden cask. So therefore there's a whole plethora of innovation that can really push the Irish market forward. But what I mainly look at when I'm investing my own money is really 3 things that I really look at. I look at the prestige of the brand itself, its performance within the market, and the third is the future. What is happening? What is the brand going to do next?
The opportunity for an investor or anybody looking to buy it as an asset is to identify the next up and coming brands where they can get in at the ground floor and take advantage of that opportunity.